Hope that's good now. So we got some. We forgot to read the logs. So let's read the logs real quick. That we got. Where is it? Do we have them in our menu there? Let's check that. Isaac, my man. Missed ya. Ah, nah, dude.
It's all right.
I don't want you to do that.
He's
I'll-
here.
Um,
I knew you would come. Just like you said. I saved this for you.
database. Is it in a database? No.
Can I go?
We missed some. On the way, by the way, as it seems. But it's not here in the database, I think. How do you read them? Let me check that real quick. One sec, guys. Backstory logs, there we go. So where are they? Load up the cleared game save and in your database go to chapter 12. The backstory logs fill in all those blank spots at the bottom. Okay. So it has to be here, right? And then in database, we have to go all the way until chapter 12. Probably these ones, right? I think these are the logs. Don't forget to say... oh yeah, so... I think... Oh no. Let's check the logs, the backstory logs that we unlocked as well. And I think these are the ones. That should be the backstory logs right here. So let's read them. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Okay, we got 6. Wait a sec. Yeah, okay. Nice. And now we start with Unitology Exposed. Excerpts from The False Messiah, a book banned on Earth and most colonies. A religion is born. When Michael Altman went public with his research on the black marker, the world was teetering on the brink of self-destruction. Many people, myself included, felt civilization was at an end. We couldn't change the world by ourselves, and most of us didn't want to what Altman offered us. This chance at a rebirth for humanity was exactly what our hungry, empty souls were looking for. Practically overnight, our hope for humanity was renewed. Millions flocked to his conferences to hear him profess to know the way to a new beginning. We stared in awe at the evidence of the alien artifact that would change everything. And we did whatever he told us to. We railed against the government. We joined together in congregations to share his word, and we prepared ourselves for the future he said was coming. Dude, thank you very much. Holy smokes, there was a bit... Where were you when Michael Altman was assassinated by our government? It's the question of our generation, I suppose. It's certainly the day when everything changed for me and the world. The martyring of the scientist turned savior Michael Altman begat fanatically zealots, and I was one of them. We birthed and maintained to the tenements, there we go, of a new religion, known now as the Church of Unitology. I was only a follower, but I was suddenly part of the biggest social movement in history. The riots that followed and the crippling of our government made us realize we finally had the power to change things. Alright. No one knows what is containing in the black marker. Some claim it contains a genetic string that grants immortality through gene therapy. Others say it contains the DNA of an alien life form. Even Altman confessed to not knowing exactly what it is for. The marker has been used to form the basic doctrines of the Church, as claimed in the popular book. Death is only the beginning. Humans will learn that by death of their worldly spirit, they will be reborn in unity as a stronger, unending community. Unity is forever. Alright. Death is an important event in the journey of a unitologist and seen as a necessary step to being reborn. The body is considered holy and it may not be cremated or be allowed to decay in the ground. The bodies are given to the church for safekeeping. Where they are taken is unknown, but I have seen massive unitology compounds on all of the major settlements I have visited. Curious, I asked around. No one would tell me what was housed inside, but I uncovered evidence of massive shipments. Sorry guys. But I uncovered evidence of massive shipments of preservation. But I uncovered evidence of massive shipments of preservation chemicals being sent to the compounds on a regular basis. It was around this time that my superior Paragon Fontenay brought me in for my first soul cleansing. Despite the headaches and the nausea that continued to plague me, I managed to sneak into the shipyard. I had almost regained full function of my legs. Wait a sec, guys. Holy smokes. A lot of reading now, guys. Get ready. They put whole books in there. Seems like it, but that's cool. That's backstory. I like it when we have some lore. I had almost regained full function of my legs and was able to make it into what appeared to be the nerve center of the operation. What I discovered were ships, massive ships, a lot of them. Stasis storage tubes lined each of the hundreds of exposed cargo bays. I couldn't see any of the bodies, but I knew what the tubes were for. What I couldn't figure out was why the church needed to transport so many. Dude! What's happening? Stop. I know I didn't get much sleep yesterday, but stop. What I couldn't figure out was why the church needed to transport so many suspended bodies in what looked like deep space vessels. Before I couldn't investigate further, I was recaptured and the real soul cleansings began. Alright. I clicked out of that again. Sorry guys. Now, then we have the USG Shimura next. From a CAC sponsored article in the publication Amazing Universe. There we go. As many of our oldest readers may recall, resource management on Earth and on the colonies was not always as streamlined as it is today. There was a time when he need... Wait, where did I... No, not that one. Guys, wait a second. Nah, it's not too tiring. It's just that I haven't slept much yesterday. Like I said, and yeah, I'm start getting tired. So, there was what a time when needs could barely be met by the now extinct resources of Earth, and the dwindling I read that, alright. And the dwindling supplies of the colonies. Looking to the stars for additional resources is nothing new. But at the time only smaller ships were shock point able. Dude, that can't be real, man. Wait a sec. Alright, we get that. We get that. Okay, looking into the stars for additional resources is nothing new, but at the time only smaller ships were shock point able, and they were insufficient at keeping up with demand. Enter the Ishimura. The USG Ishimura, named after astrophysician Hideki Ishimura, inventor of the shock point drive, was the first of the massive planet cracker ships built 62 years ago. She has a long and storied career. Dude, what is happening? Why am I yawning so much? Stop using yawn on me, guys. Stop using yawn on me. The Ishimura was the first vessel of her size to utilize the shock point drive for the large-scale commercial deep space expeditions. At the time of her inception, the Ishimura was hailed as the savior of the Earth colonies. She was created to mine and melt down entire small planets and moons. She was also the first ship capable of the scan and catch techniques for harvesting mineral-rich asteroids using huge gravity tethers. The Ishimura can lock onto asteroids and pull them inside the ship's massive collection base for smelting. There we go. At 62 years old, the Ishimura is still remarkable and in remarkable shape. Much of the equipment has been upgraded over the years. Many spaces have been retrofitted to take advantage of modern advances in technology. Despite the long years of service, she is still the pride of the fleet, remains the largest planet cracker in the fleet. Whenever an important deep space mining project comes up, the Ishimura is available. She's the first ship to be called. It's ships like the Ishimura and the dedication of the men and women who crew her that have helped make Concordance Extraction Company the trusted, dependable workhorse that it is today. There we go. We have a 90 seconds ad break, guys. We need a yawn restriction. Yeah, that's right. Then we have, up next, background request. To Zach Hammond from We Don't Know. Background request. Per your request, here's what we could find on your hastily assembled crew. Isaac Clarke. Isaac was born to Paul and Octavia Clarke on Earth in the eastern seaboard region of the American Republic. Paul Clarke was an award-winning ship architect employed by the Galactic Union Marine Corps. His record shows extended time off-world away from his family. When Isaac was born, Paul was given a temporary reassignment to an Earth-based GUMMC ship production facility during the 4-year tour. Paul and Octavia raised Isaac together. When the tour was over, Paul shipped off for an extended off-world tour. Paul's influence on his son must have rubbed off. Records indicate Isaac pursued studies in mechanical and electrical engineering and achieved high honors. According to the medical and psychiatric reports, Paul Clarke's absence had a profound effect on Octavia. She suffered from depression and personal anguish until doctors encouraged her to find fulfillment by working with charitable organizations. It is believed that this is how she ended up becoming in contact with the Church of Unitology. Oh, her associations with the Church appears to have elevated her mental conditions. The cancellation of her therapy sessions corresponds with the local parish announcements of her initiation ceremony. At this point, records on her become somewhat scarce. There are indications that she sold off the family estate to finance her full membership in the church. Isaac appears to have been selected to a prominent engineering school, but we surmise that he was unable to afford a tuition, as records show that he instead attended a lesser-known school with the help of scholarship and financial assistance. After graduating with high honors, Isaac enlisted in the Merchant Marines. He quickly gained a reputation for his resourceful engineering solutions, and after 2 years was promoted to a higher profile position, closer to the major shipping lanes. There are several inquiries about the location of his father that have been logged by his contacts at the GUMMC. Isaac appears to have been trying to reunite with him unsuccessfully for years. It's doubtful he ever got far in his investigation, as Paul Clark's service record has been mysteriously classified by an executive order. Octavia continues to be a contributing member of her church and has managed to purchase a vested level title. Isaac's career stagnates at this point. There are records that he cohabited with a medical officer named Nico Brennan for a couple of years. Records indicate she moved out after receiving a promotion and is currently serving on the USG Shimura. Kendra Daniels. I couldn't find anything on her, and the time I had, but Dalton swears by her. She is on the mission with his recommendation. If he thinks she has the necessary skills, who am I to argue? Alright, there was background request. And now we have 3 left, guys. Planetary mining next up. That's really interesting, that's true. Excerpt from the KEK shareholder information packet on planetary mining. Planet cracking. Planetary mining is quite literally the dismantling of planets and moons on a macro scale. Entire worlds are fractured to reveal the rich seams of valuable minerals containing inside. Despite environmentalist concerns, the operation is perfectly safe and is the only way to extract the necessary resources on the large scale required to supply Earth and the colonies. You may have read reports that claim the destruction of a planet can destroy an entire solar system due to the disruption in the gravitation forces that hold each celestial object in an orbit. Hey, Mirk rated us with 4 people. Let's go. Thank you very much, Mirk. Hello there. How you doing? How you doing, little bees from the Mirk Hive? Hope you had a great stream with Mirk. You probably did. Hope you're all doing good. We are currently in the ending of our stream. We are going to read a little bit more and then we are ending for today. Doing the backlogs, the backstory logs from Dead Space that we forgot in our playthrough, so we can put it onto YouTube as well. And so we checked it out. That's what we're doing right now. So get yourself comfy. We are going to read a little bit for you. And I hope you're doing again better today, Mirk. Thank you very much for the raid. So, we were at, yeah, there we go. Some of the wilder reports claim this causes the whole system to spin out of control, or causes planets to smash into each other. Concerned investors are directed to read the article, The CEC Pledge to the Health of Our Universe, for a detailed breakdown of the truths about planet cracking. The short answer is, planet cracking is perfectly safe and provides an essential service to Earth and the colonies. With all planet cracks, the planets are carefully chosen for their mineral content, net worth, and the safety with which they can be dismantled. Planet cracking is a lengthy process, spanning from 3 to 5 years. Generally, the first year is spent prospecting and setting up the colony. The second year and a half involves tectonic excavation and related planet-side activities. The Planet Cracker class ship arrives between the 2.5 and 3 year mark, depending on the progress of the excavation. Once the ship is in orbit, preparation for tectonic chunk extraction begins. This takes approximately 1 week. Nice. What did you get, Mirk? The removal of an excavated chunk from the planet into a stabilized geosynchronous orbit usually takes about 1 day, 24 standard hours. During this process, billions of tons of debris break off from the underside of the chunk, creating an instant asteroid ring around the planet. While the floating debris is extremely dangerous, the Planet Cracker ships have an excellent asteroid defense system, ADS, to keep the ship and crew safe from harm. Depending on the size of the planet, this process is repeated until the entire planet has been broken up and processed. About us, the CEC is the largest solar mining and extraction company in the Earth colonies. It is also the 5th largest company in terms of market capital. It has become a powerhouse of industrial might and influential political force, with a generous budget allocated to election spending. CEC has always been able to maintain and improve its market position. The CEC owns over 400 deep space vehicles, including 5 planet crackers, with the famous USG Ishimura as its flagship. The CEC was the first to develop deep space mining, asteroid catchers, and was the first to implement shock point drivers for commercial use. We are the largest supplier of precious metals. Out of over 3 dozen planet cracks, only 1 operation has met with less than optimal results. Many may remember the water disaster 11 years ago, wherein a planet cracker, 3 supply ships and a colony were lost due to a gravity tether failure. Since that time, CEC has worked closely with the manufacturers and held crew training lectures to ensure a disaster of this magnitude never happens again. We take your financial well-being and the well-being of our employees seriously. When you invest in CEC, you are investing in the future of mankind. Let's go. Sandwich probably. Yeah, sounds good, sounds good. Hey, and Paulie got the name redeem. Paulie got the name redeem. 1 second, guys. Let me switch that up. Snagged the array from Bora. And bumped it up to 332 Corvus coins, guys. Let's go. Congratulations to you, Paulie. Very good, very good. Thank you for investing. And now we have, I think it's 2 left, right? Let's see. Yes. Two left. Now, recombination study. Recovered file, personal log, Dr. G. Abernathy, automated transcript, restricted access, maximum encryption. Day 3 of quarantine for the former doctors Clifton and Hogan. The infection is spreading quickly through Dr. Clifton. Dr. Hogan appears unaffected at this time. The chest of the corpse has started to expand, like it's taking a deep breath. Something appears to be happening under the surface of the skin. The body is convulsing. A yellowish briny liquid bursts from the mouth, accompanied by choking noises. There's a crunching noise as the throat bulges and the jaw collapses. The head is splitting apart, reforming now into what appears to be proboscis and feelers. The chest splits along the center now as the flesh stretches and expands outwards. The organs, bones, and muscles bend inwards. The internal organs contort and reorganize themselves into an odd structure central to which is a massive bladder. The bladder is filling with a liquid, some of which can be seen spitting from the proboscis. I can only assume the two are connected. The legs are quivering as the flesh peels away their meshes with the flesh from the chest region. There is a sudden snap halfway through the process as one leg bends backwards. More quivering now, and the other leg has snapped at the knee. The changes appear to be slowing now. It starts to sit up. The body is convulsing, the legs flopping. It is trying to take its first step, uneasy at first, but now it is adapting quickly. A half dozen steps, and it seems to be perfectly at home with the new contorted form. The splattering on the glass is making observation difficult. The spattering on the glass is making observation difficult. It appears that Dr. Hogan's legs are elongating, somehow flaying themselves and now twisting with a mixture of his own internal organs into single appendage, like some sort of tail. His face is contorted, his jaw clenching and unclenching. Several jaw-like appendages are emerging from his ever widening mouth. His mouth no longer appears able to accommodate the change. His head is splitting, seems bursting, and almost instantly he is perched on his hands, shifting his weight from one palm to the other. He is pacing, circling the room, and he appears to be watching me. He sees me. No, he's fixated on the ceiling now. Oh God, no. He's sleeping at the vent with his powerful tail-like appendage. He's striking at the reinforced covering, trying to get it open. I must warn the others. Recording end. Holy smokes. Uh-oh. Alright. That didn't sound good, guys. That did not sound good. Let me read the last one now. We have the red marker. Is the last one of the stories we have unlocked. The red marker, recovered file fragments from Dr. Eando Duca to General Ambrose Caden. Restricted access, maximum encryption. Altman's hasty explosion from the project is unfortunate. His notes on the black marker appears incomplete, and our findings thus far have been inconclusive. What notes we have recovered appear to be written in a code of his devising. It will be weeks before we can decipher them. In the meantime, some has to shut him up. His public outcry about the marker is more than a nuisance. Dude, This is a matter of security. Guys, wait, I have to drink real quick. There we go. So, funding has been insufficient. Moving the research to Aegis. Moving the research to Aegis. So to Aegis 7 is only aggravating the problem. I understand the pressure to relocate the project outside the reach of the oversight committees, but this has only inflated our resource requirements. We are on the verge of cracking the replication code we extract from the black marker. It would be a shame to come this far and have to scrap the project. The continued financial infusion over the years has been appreciated, and I'm pleased to share the results with you today. While some of our material fabrications are approximations of substances foreign to us, we have completed the internal workings of the device. One obvious difference between our replica and the original is the reddish hue. I assure you, this is purely a cosmetic difference, not indicative of a flaw. The device, when activated, began to emit a highly complicated rhythmic pattern across a wide band of frequencies, from actual sound waves through the electromagnetic spectrum to alpha, delta, and theta brainwaves. It seems mostly inert and harmless, aside from some slight interferences with communication equipment. We are proceeding with the final construction. We run into a disturbing but fascinating find, and recreating the DNA instructions gleaned from the black marker, we've managed to create a recombinant microbial life form. It seemed dormant at first, even when placed in the bath of rich nutrients. Were it not for Dr. Clifton's poor hygiene, we might have deemed the attempt a failure. Fortunately for us, he had not fully decontaminated himself before working with the sample and managed to contaminate it with some dead skin cells. Suddenly, the microbes jumped into action. Recombination happened almost instantly, and the sample began self-replicating and mutating before our eyes. More confounding results from our research today. As we moved what we were now calling the red marker, we had to pass by the cellular lab area. The scientists working at the time complaining about interruptions in the necrotic flesh experiments. As it turns out, the field generated by the marker creates a dead space around itself that forces the recombination effect into dormancy. I apologize for the setback relayed in the last report. The macro-scaled infection has been contained with a minimal loss of life. The newly recombinated doctors are now quarantined for further study. Many of the scientists have been complaining of headaches. And we are all having difficulty sleeping for more than an hour at a time. We suspect a problem in the ventilation system. The maintenance team reported finding a build-up of some kind blocking the airways. The organic mass continues to expand and take over the complex. The recombinated night mass now move freely through the corridors. My remaining crew is hastily constructing a transmitter for the marker in an attempt to broaden the signal it is emanating. Dr. Foster said the idea came to him in a vision. Our hope is to use the signal to keep the unchecked infection from spreading to the landing areas. There is a little time remaining. You must send help as quickly as possible. Our lives are in your hands. Holy smokes. Okay, guys. That was interesting. That was very interesting. Very good that we read that as well. Let's go. And we got that. Alright. Nice. Then we can get out of here. And that's it, guys. That's it.